Well, John, just how big of a victory is that?
Yeah, massive. To follow up on the win on Tuesday night and to come back here under difficult circumstances against a really good side, I thought, the lads, not necessarily weathered the storm, but they put a pretty poor first half display to bed at half time and came out in the second half and were brilliant, I thought, for the second half and put the game to bed pretty comfortably. So really pleased with obviously the outcome of this week in terms of points, and I knew today would be a very tricky game. I think they're a good side and I'm really pleased to win the game.
Yeah, it definitely was a game of two halves. What did you say at the break?
We just needed a bit more urgency and aggression. We made a couple of very minor tweaks, but nothing that we hadn't spoken about before the game. Again, Port Vale played the system we expected with slightly different personnel. It caused us a few problems in the first half, and that was always going to be something that when teams do sort of come here, they're going to make it really difficult for us. So it was just more about being urgent, moving the ball quicker, being a bit more aggressive, and then the way we scored the goals, it was exactly that. We moved the ball wide, we got the ball in the box, we had bodies in the box, and we made sure, obviously, Colby being at the right place at the right time, just put them under a lot more pressure than we had in the first half.
Colby on the score sheet twice within the space of 5 minutes. What did you make of his contribution today?
Yeah, if you take the goals away, I think he's absolutely immense up front. He presses with incredible intensity. Things that obviously people don't necessarily see. His output in terms of the data is incredible with his running stats. So I thought he was brilliant out of possession. You see what the battles he gets into in possession with centre halves. I thought actually the game was refereed brilliantly today, because a lot of the time you don't see those given because it's Colby, and he thought he got a lot more protection than he usually gets. Some of the grappling that went on, and the way I describe it, he sort of gets mauled every week. But to be able to do that, to lead the line, to link play as well as he does, and then to obviously come up with the goals, I obviously think he's a brilliant centre forward.
3 changes to the team, 2 of those enforced. What did you make of the performances of Sean and Ben, who came in as well?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a really, I think, difficult time for both of them. Sean has been an outstanding servant to the football club, and he played the majority of the games last year when I came in. He's found himself very unlucky to be out the side. Same with Ben, I think, having had a very good pre-season and a couple of good cup games. I thought their performances were both outstanding. I thought it took the entire team a while to get going in the first half, but second half I thought Sean was very unlucky not to score a couple of goals. I can't remember him putting the foot wrong defensively, headed quite a few balls away, and then Ben, I thought, grew into the game really well. Towards the back end of the game he was competing brilliantly in the middle of the park. He won 3 headers in a row, and then when the ball did drop to him, he got his foot on it. He was very calm and composed. So yeah, really pleased for both of them. It's not an easy place to be when you're out of the squad, especially when the side are winning, out the squad, out the side, and for them to both come in and do as well as they did was excellent.
In terms of substitutions, what did you ask for from Gavin and Terry, as they looked a real handful when they came on?
Just energy really, and to complement what we do for the first, say, 60-70 minutes, and Gav looked really sharp again coming on, which was great. We asked him also to play 3 different positions, which I'm sure he's happy to play, but sometimes that's a really tough ask. Looked great. Obviously Gav then moved over to the left with Terry on the right. Just provides us with a bit of energy. The output we asked for from the front 3 is sort of different to the rest of the side. It's much more high speed running, and I thought Paddy, he's been absolutely brilliant. Abu's been brilliant. They tired a bit towards the end of the game. Christian obviously tired in the last 10 minutes, and it was good to get players with a lot of quality coming on to sort of supplement the performance and see it out.
And how nice was it to see Cass back on the pitch as well? Yeah,
great. Obviously he's one of the fans' favourites here, and I sort of joked with Andy over there. He's on a big Barron run now, but he's really good. It was nice that we could rely on him to come on when we're actually winning the game as well, not just when we need a goal like we saw here earlier in the season against Bristol Rovers. And really pleasing. He's worked very hard to come back from his injury in such good shape, and we know he's a really popular figure here.
And just a word on the fans today, they really got behind the lads and stayed behind them throughout the 90.
Same again. I think hopefully we've built a bit of credit in the bank, and that first half performance was poor. They probably have every right to get on our back at any time during the first half and at half time, and they didn't. And I think that's a reflection of the way that the lads have worked over the past 8, 9, 10 weeks, and shown that if we're not necessarily playing particularly well, it's not for lack of trying, it's not for lack of effort, and also it's not for lack of quality. Sometimes sides come and make it very difficult for us, and they're hugely important. They're a massively important part of the way that we want to play and the atmosphere that we want to generate here, and an amazing return. It's always very nice and satisfying for me to be able to come away with 3 points, and everybody can go home happy having spent their hard-earned money.
and that's 9 points from a possible 9 in the last 7 days. How do you reflect on the last week overall?
Yeah, I mean, if you'd have offered me that before, I obviously would have taken it. What a strange thing that is to say from me, but yeah, that's just a really tough 3 games. Wigan away, Wycombe at home. We saw how good they were. I genuinely think these are a good side, and they've had some really good results in between. Probably the opening day and what they've seen recently, where we watched them against Bristol Rovers on Tuesday night. They were much the better side. I thought they were probably the better side first half as well. So to come away with 9 points from this week, with a couple of the bits of adversity, not just what we see on the pitch, but also Robbo, Regan being suspended, Marlon coming away with the injury. All of these things I think have played a part, but that's why we need the squad. That's why we need everybody to come in and do what they need to do, and everyone did that brilliantly today.